A thread by Carlos Osuita. I wouldn't have believed this unless I saw it myself. This tweet is real. Donald Trump did not make it up. At Joe Biden tweets, "You won't have to worry about my tweets when I'm president." The Democrats are actually, genuinely, making Trump's tweets a campaign issue. They're abolishing police forces, closing prisons, shutting down private businesses, and supporting urban terrorists. But we won't have to worry about Biden's tweets. I didn't think something like this was possible, but the Democrats have made themselves both too dangerous and too trivial to elect. Think about that combination. The party embraces urban terrorism and jaw-dropping superficiality. I can't remember the last time a leftist made a convincing argument about anything. Some blockhead just pointed me to an interview Trump did with Jonathan Swan. Never heard of him. Swan says our COVID-19 death rate is the worst in the world. The U.S. has done more testing than most of the world combined. We're able to detect cases that other countries are missing. And from the CDC, hospitals in the United States have a monetary incentive to inflate their count of coronavirus fatalities, said Robert Redfield, the director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Leftists are simply too dangerous and too trivial. I no longer trust any of my doctors to treat me. All they do is rave about how much they hate Trump supporters. When I get to my new home, I'm going to have to doctor shop based upon political affiliation in the United States. How many people will be in a forgiving mood after Trump easily wins in November? Trump won't be. I won't either. Whatever he decides to do is fine with me. It's going to be pretty bad. He's said several times that this must never happen to another president. We had 8 years of total hell under Obama. And then, when it was our legitimate turn, the Democrats and their toadies in the press did everything in their power to keep that misery going. It can't be forgiven, and Trump must exact a cost. He will. The public already is. Football and baseball are dead. They committed suicide. There are about 5 million all-black movie productions planned after they all fail. Things may have a chance of returning to normal. Americans don't like endless lectures, so we ignore them when we can. My guess is Biden won't debate Trump, citing the relative newness of presidential debates in American history. The first one was Kennedy-Nixon in 1960. Biden's crew is attaching more and more anchors to him before he jumps into the election ocean. He'll go straight to the bottom, right into Davy Jones's locker. You do have to ask yourself at some point, how could so many people go so insane over one guy? I've been watching Sovereign Citizens getting their butts handed to them by cops and judges. They're all identical. They speak alike and have the same mannerisms, utterly generic. Leftists are the same. Has a leftist ever surprised you with an original thought? They have the same dead, dogged quality as sovereign citizens. It's like they themselves don't even believe what they're saying. You want to ask them, why are you bothering? Do you even know what you're trying to accomplish? They don't. If the whole country was nothing but sovereign citizens, we wouldn't function as a society. People would be running over the children of other sovereign citizens and zooming away. and there'd be no way to identify the drivers, no ID, no license plates, nothing. And when the anguished parents cry, you'd have to say, "But this is what you wanted, isn't it?" Here's the secret. Sovereign citizens and leftists are playing a game. They depend on us to keep their utterly suicidal ideas from becoming actual policy. They fantasize about a world that they don't actually want. Well, guess what? War is the remedy that our enemies have chosen, and I say let us give them all they want. William Tecumseh Sherman. Trump is letting leftists have the cities they said they wanted. It sounds crazy that people would have to experience a world without cops in order to know that it's bad, but hey, welcome to reality. That's where we are. So now they have it. They don't like it much. I watched Marie Harf say that Trump was politicizing the riots by pointing out that they're in Democratic cities. But isn't that true? Asked Harris Faulkner. It's more complicated than that. Yes. Politicizing a global pandemic, hunky-dory, but pointing out that Democrats run Democratic cities is dirty pool. All Democrats do these days is squirm. They have indefensible positions, but by golly, these are the hills they're gonna die on. Fine by me. Trump very brilliantly changed the election from a referendum on him to a referendum on his opponents. For the first time in American history, nobody's actually thinking about the incumbent. The people who haven't yet decided are thinking only about the Democrats. And that dynamic means Trump wins. Guaranteed.